welcome back to Creepy Places in New England. Still in Boston. Wanted to point this out to you. Old South Meeting House, another historical place in Boston, in a city that's very historical, related to the Revolutionary War. So now we're going to be doing the Boston Commons, another very historical but very haunted spot. Thank you very much. Hello, we're now in the Boston Commons, one of the oldest parks in the United States dating back to 1634, but it didn't get its true park status until 1830. How do I know this? Well, I wrote it down, see? It's not the oldest in America. The oldest is actually Plaza de la Constitucion in St. Augustus, Florida, which was established in 1573. Here's the skyline of Boston, because we're probably up in Boston. It's about 50 acres. And we'll hope to show you some really cool areas in here because it's also haunted, henceforth while we come do creepy places. In the middle of the Boston Commons and in the middle of the city, you have a cemetery. It is called Central Burial Ground, and it was established in 1756. And it's Boston's fourth graveyard. How do I know that? Yeah, I'm like cheating left and right. It says it right over here. But it's kind of interesting that there's a cemetery in the middle of like the park area, and it makes you wonder if this is part of the reason that it's also haunted are some of the spirits in this area coming out. I know there's probably some famous people here, but probably anyone really care to know, honestly. Not like granary burying ground, but it's just kind of like a cool, like a very old historical cemetery in the middle of a metropolis, a real metropolis, not like Providence, it's kind of like a fake metropolis. I haven't heard anything about ghosts in the cemetery. Like I think I mentioned earlier, you know, cemeteries do attract spirits, especially if they've been vandalized. This place doesn't look vandalized, it just looks like it's been, you know, old. I wanted to show you this all along here. All along and in the back, you might be able to see the little groove in the back. It's like little tiny burial crypts. Just bury them in the mounds. Little bell. And now, by the way, there's the Commons, there's the baseball field. Well, we're still trekking along in the Boston Commons in 30-degree freezing weather, and it's very windy out, so if you guys can't hear me too well, I apologize. Now, this place is considered to be haunted by two ghostly women dressed in 19th century tea dresses. As you're walking along, if you see them, they'll smile at you, but as you approach, they vanish. Woo! Isn't that just like totally spooky? Some people believe that the park is actually haunted by hanging victims because they did executions here. One of the most famous ones is a woman named Mary Dyer, who was a Quaker from Rhode Island. What was her problem? Why she got hanged? Well, Massachusetts was Puritan, and they didn't like anyone who didn't believe what they did, you know, like typical Baptist type people. And she preached her beliefs. She got chased out two times. The third time she was arrested. And on October 1659, her and two men were sent here to be hanged. The two men were hanged, but she was saved at the last minute by her son, who convinced the governor to free her and reprieve her. She went a few months, however, the bitch didn't learn her lesson. She returned to Boston. She got caught again doing what she wasn't supposed to do, and she had a choice. And this happened in 1660. She had a choice between leaving the colony or being executed. And I guess like a good little Quaker woman, she got hanged. I know, huh? How stupid that is. Well, over here is the site of the Great Elm. It's also known as the plaque to the Great Elm tree. Here once stood an elm tree. If it was a ghost tree, it would be like, oh my God, it's all misty. The tree was sort of like they used to put like Liberty lanterns on it, and it was also the site of religious executions. Surprise, I know, huh? And it was also used as a point for fortification and hanging. So if there was a spot that was kind of haunted, maybe it would be this spot. And look, there's a dog. This right here is the monument to the Boston Massacre. It's a kind of little incident in our U.S. history. Happened on March 5th, 1770. It's kind of like the start of the Revolutionary War. I'm pretty sure this is not the spot. It's just the monument in the Boston Commons. So I just wanted to show you that for your entertainment pleasure. Here's some more interesting monuments, I guess, in the Commons. I really don't know what it is, don't care. Some type of mine, but this is pretty cool. Nice little column. And here's more of the city, and there's more of the Commons. And I wanted to mention that there's been many famous people who spoke here, including Martin Luther King Jr., Pope John Paul II, and Gloria Steinem. I think she's kind of like that bitchy lawyer out in Los Angeles, I'm not sure. So there's actually a lot of little monuments, plaques, and little things to go around here. Well, we're now in the park bandstand. It's like it's kind of sort of like in the center. Here's a nice little 360 view of the park. Like I said earlier, all along the Boston Commons, there are many monuments. And here is the old State House and Crazy Kids.